So we finally have a Mammootty interview in English with Anupama Chopra for the Hollywood Reporter. You don't get that much often, and I'm expecting some really good questions to be asked and get his perspective about it. Now, his latest film Patriot is coming very soon on May 1st. We're looking forward to it. And the interview length is really good, like 33 minutes, half an hour is like a good sweet spot. At least for a reaction where my back doesn't hurt sitting too long. By the way, if you haven't seen the interview, I'll put the description. Check out the original there. There's a reaction to it or substitute. I'll be pausing on the talking, sharing my thoughts. So with that out of the way, let's hear him out.
So welcome to the Hollywood Reporter India. It is such a pleasure to be sitting here with you at the Grand Hyatt Kochi.
I wonder if they have to mention the location because that's the deal they have, or they pay for it. I wonder. I've done my own thing also, and I know what I did, but I wonder if for them also they have to do the same thing or not.
Body of work is so vast that if we really go into it, we'll be here for many hours.
Days.
Over 400 films, over 50 years.
Not actually 50 years, because in between there is 9 years gap. 71, I had a cameo, kind of a small role, because I was trying to get into the film somewhere or other, but I could only a small chance. That is without lines, not even a close-up, like that. People started counting me from there. Actually, my original career started in 1981. That is now 45 years. I don't mind saying 50. But the gap between my first film and my next film is around 9 years.
Wow.
So, okay, you can count. But other 9 years I was practicing to become an actor. You can take it that way.
That's right.
The training also can be counted.
Yeah.
But I completed my law. I finished.
I didn't know that he studied law.
3 years, almost 2.5 years in the court of law. I was practicing. Generally, I still trying. I never wanted to become a lawyer, but incidentally, as a security, I started practicing as a lawyer in Malabar. Suddenly, I got a call from MD. That way, that story is known. But 50 years experience, or 40 years, whatever it may be, 400 years films, of course.
Oh, more than 400.
More than 400.
Yeah.
That is true. Because this being a smaller industry, taking lesser time than any other filmmaking in the world, we could make more than 30-35 films in different kind of roles, big hero, small role, supporting role, comedy role, villain role, any role. That took initially 4 years. I was doing more films. That made the number big.
Yeah.
When I started making separate single hero films and that responsibility of making the film run, then I was very conscious and cautious.
Yeah.
Then it started, still then I was doing 15 films.
15 films a year.
Films in it. That went up to 2000.
I was expecting actually him not being so, considering both Mohanlal and Mammootty, whatever interviews I've seen, they're very restrained. They don't want to talk much about, everything. So this looks like they kind of had a good, ice-breaking session and kind of gelled together. And he's openly, she didn't even ask a question. She just stated something, and since then, he's been sharing his own, So that's something good, because I think Nona also in his interviews, I've seen many times that he just doesn't like to answer, such questions about acting, method, process. They don't like talking about it in a sense. So even I wonder if I ever get a chance, what kind of questions I would ask, which is not typical and which is not, they'll get bored or don't ask me the same thing over again. I was just wondering, if I'll ask a question, what do you think about Mammootty to him himself? How do you perceive them if you look at them at a third person?
Early 2000 or maybe the next century. And it's now 4 or 5 films or 2 films. It depends the kind of films I do.
Yeah. Okay, I want to ask about your last release, Kalamkaval, right? In which you play a serial killer. And of course, I knew that before I watched the film. I also knew you produced the film, but when you actually see it, when you see those first 15 minutes, you murder this woman very casually, and then the credit comes produced by Mammootty Company. like the head is blown that here is this superstar playing a serial killer, producing the film himself. What makes you just push yourself in all these directions?
I started my production company only to make films which I like to make, and others are not ready to. Got my point.
Yeah.
This I don't think any
That is such a straightforward, badass answer. Like, I only started my company, like no one else is, making this. Oh my god, much answer. Yeah, so basically, it's like, no one else is making it. Okay, I'll start my production company where if no one is making this film, I'll make it.
my producers will be willing to make this film with me in kind of role. So it is initially, end of the day, I am an actor basically. And of course, I depend the support of the stardom in me to being a good actor, better actor. And try to do good films and better films, better kind of performances I can give. So I choose. Only you cannot do performance in the same role 100 times. But it should be different.
Yeah.
Different kind of, our society, we have 1.5 billion people, that much of a character in our country.
Yeah.
So we have 350 lakhs or something. People here, crores, maybe. I will always lose my counting talent. Anyway, this much of characters in Kerala.
Right.
If at all I do, how much I can do? Everybody is a character. You and me are different characters. Other than females, most of the men are all each character. So I have enough to do. So I want to do all, but it's not possible. That much of greedy I am, not for money.
But, sir, you've always been a risk taker, right? My first memory of you is Adu sir's Vidheyan, which is 1994. And again, the character you play he's doing terrible.
I think I've talked about this, when I've watched his older films also. Like, he has been doing these things for a long time. It's not, now he's just I'll do different roles. He has always done this, from his older times, Thanya Vartanam. That's not a risky film, I would say, but yeah, those days I'm sure Malayalam cinema was something else altogether. But yeah, he has been a risk taker always.
Things, right? And you were doing that
He's
then.
a feudal.
He's a feudal casteist lord.
Everything, feudal lord.
He's a terrible man, right?
He's a terror himself.
Exactly. And you did it so well that you won a national award.
But incidentally, and there is another film called Ponthan Mada.
You won it for both.
Won it for both.
Yes.
The other role is just opposite this.
You're a very good man.
No, he's a poor peasant. Poor peasant. He's supposed to be a slave kind of a character.
Correct.
Then it is a little period is there. He's a slave. The other film, he's a master.
Yeah.
The same year, 2 films. Both were mentioned in the national award.
It's amazing. I mean, that's the versatility. But tell me, as an artist, how do you assess risk? Like, you look at a role, do you see risk?
Every role is a risk. Every film is a risk. There is no formula to make a film run. It is, the luck is the best formula. But you do it honestly and very sincerely, effortfully. I think that will pay out someday. Not only today or tomorrow. Someday it will pay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm enjoying. I've been taking all kind of risks when I'm doing my roles. I used to fight with my directors that I can do only this kind of thing. But still, the film survived and I'm also surviving as an actor, of course.
I think the thing with Anupama ma'am is that she has grown up in Bollywood and she has seen superstars, she has seen actors, how they go about their work, and not just Bollywood, the other industries also, where it becomes a baggage, stardom, you have to do certain kind of films and they want to curate the kind of films they do and how they get perceived by the audience and all of that, whereas that's not a thing in Malayalam with these legends. They don't care about all that. They just want to be, I'm an actor, I'll do this film, I'll do that film, like that. So they're so free in that sense. So I think for her it makes her so like, how is it possible? And for him it's like, this is so natural. What's the fuss about?
Your upcoming film, Patriot, is one of the most anticipated films of the year.
Actually, two stars, me and Mohanlal.
Yes.
We are starring after a long time together.
18 years, I believe.
Maybe. But the film is actually not driven by the stardom.
That's good.
We are
Happy to hear that.
characters. The film actually is driven by its content, its plot.
Yeah.
So again, we are experimenting. Not experimenting, actually. The commercial things are there. All the so-called, you can pinpoint certain elements, but still it has a story and it has a plot.
Yeah.
So that's why we want to make people to be prepared to watch this movie.
Yeah.
The two heroes coming from two sides and shaking hands cannot be, because we are playing friends, but it's entirely different kind of role. We have no female here. I mean, female opposite everybody, both no heroines, but there are female characters, very strong and bold female characters. It's not a formula film, but it's that I think this film will make a formula later.
It will turn into a formula for others.
It's not a film made on formula. This will be a formula making film.
Exactly. It looks like a very intelligent thriller.
And it took very rich. We took nearly 30 days to complete the film, and we have been shooting in and around India.
Yeah.
The kind of international subject is there.
Yeah, it looks international. You know, when we see the teaser. But sir, in the teaser, there is that shot of you and Lal sir walking.
These things are not important in the film. We are walking together. No, we are friends in the film.
But can I just say, it's very exciting as a viewer to just see the two of you.
That, of course. The other two people are there.
Yes, of course. There's Fahad, there's Kuchako, Nayanthara, Revati.
Revati, so many others. And other two girls also very good.
Yeah.
And cameraman, director, Mr. Rajiv Menon.
Of course. And Mahesh himself, Mahesh Narayanan. Yeah. It's an amazing
This story, actually,
talent.
what happened, this should not have happened. This have never happened, not happening. This film, this thing we discuss in the film should never happen.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Like
So we have there's only...
it's like a warning film that hope this never happens, what we are trying to show you.
incidents, but we wish this should never happen.
Yeah. But sir, tell me, so you and Lal sir have done 55 films together.
Yes.
Right? So obviously you are also very close friends. But you're doing this film after 18 years. What was that first day of shoot like?
Normal, nothing special about it. First shot was in Sri Lanka, Colombo.
You get into rhythm immediately.
See, we are already in rhythm. Nothing. There is no such kind of what do you call? Actually, we have never had the stardom on our shoulders. We are normal human beings, like friends. Maybe more closer friends. Our family is very close together. So there is no, but he is coming and I am coming, I want this, nothing like that. See, when my first day, when I was accompanied by his manager, not mine.
Really?
Because my manager was looking after him in Ceylon, Sri Lanka. Anthony was accompanying me, Andrew was there. This thing happens.
Wow.
You know, I asked Mahesh about the different ways in which the two of you approach acting. So he said that Lal sir is a very spontaneous actor. Right? It's in the moment, it comes. But he said
he's an actor of the moment.
He's an actor of the moment. But he said you construct a performance like an architect. You actually build it. And everything, your voice modulation, your posture, you think it's all deliberate. You decide it. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Acting is deliberate. Acting is acting.
Yeah.
Acting is...
See, this is what I was talking about. Like, I think we kind of create a myth around, these superstars with legends that they have, unlocked some skill or some level of consciousness that they are able to, do what they do. And, we are kind of trying to get those secrets out from them. But I don't think that's how it is. And that's how they look at it, they perceive it or they think about it as much. I think especially, reviewers and interviewers, like we want to break the person down, break them down into, and, understand them by that. But they are not, thinking about themselves, how I do my performance, and, what I think and what I do. And, they are not, analyzing themselves as we are. And that's where I think it becomes harder to, that's why I think a good conversation, it's really hard to pull off. And if someone can pull off, like, there are people I know who do it such a good job at, this. I think Samdesh, if you know him, Unfiltered by Samdesh, at the channel, he's so good with interviews, where he like totally asks some random things, and then he'll take some serious issue, and through that you kind of understand that answers, you understand the person, what they are, how they think.
I cannot say how it's engineered or architected. There is no science for it.
Yep.
Every actor has his own methods.
What is your method?
I can say that I cannot name a method about it. My method is my films. You can watch from my films.
Analyze yourself.
Method I follow. I don't follow any method, and it's very tricky question. Just like a magician say he's speaking. He has a secret, but we don't have any secret.
Correct.
Actors, because when the camera is on, we have the BP up. Unless the director say cut, it comes down. That much pressure is there.
Yeah.
Initially, first acting is to hide that pressure, feeling of pressure. That is the first acting.
Yeah.
In every shot.
You still feel that?
Of course, every shot, every film is new.
Okay, and are you an actor who likes a lot of preparation? Like, do you like to do reads and
the
all
so-called preparation is not there. I don't prepare. I don't go to play a doctor. I will not go to the medical college for at least 5 years and pass an MBBS. No, you don't need to.
Right.
See, preparation is that already you will be watching people, observing people, and you will noticing all their activities, nuances, gesticulations. This will be there recorded in your brain when you think of a role. It is actually, I don't tell anybody I'm going to do this, I'll be doing like this. It comes to me.
In that moment, it just comes.
Yeah, it just comes.
So your preparation...
Because once I'm doing something, I have to maintain it till then, till the character will be maintained properly.
Yeah. Like in Kalamkaval, he's eating the cigarette.
That happened only in the scene, first scene.
It was spontaneous.
Spontaneous. And then that became a mannerism.
Right.
So yeah, the director shared that that was not even in the script. He was not given the direction, and suddenly in that scene only he just ate it in that moment, and that's how that was so cool. Let's do it more in the the sequence also.
Right. So basically, you of course know your lines, and then in the moment the performance emerges.
See, if you know the lines, you can play with it.
Yeah.
I like to play almost every time. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
See, you can say one line can be told in different ways.
Yeah.
So I can try, if one take is okay, if it's not okay for some other reasons, if the director called for another take, I'll have a different kind of a modulation. But maintaining the character.
Correct. But sir, are you one of those actors like Rishi Kapoor sir used to say that he cannot do the exact same thing in the sixth take that he did in the first. Can you do that?
No, I was even Dr. Baba Patel was shooting me with for Ambedkar.
Ji.
Was taking 16 takes sometime because it's very difficult for me to speak the lines in English without making any mistake. I said, Baba, why are you doing this to me? If one take is okay, then why you are making? But you are making 16 shots in 16 ways. I am not able to choose.
He's greedy and he wants all of them.
I don't know. You can only take one in the film. You cannot take all the 16 shots. Because that's the way. Every time we are acting.
Yeah.
And Rishi Kapoor is a favorite of mine.
Really? And,
He's a
and
good actor, wonderful actor.
wonderful.
Wonderful.
Really, really. So, is there any emotion that is a challenge for you on screen? Like Shah Rukh says that he finds it very difficult to laugh on screen. Is there anything that you find hard?
I don't find any difficulty to anything, but find it difficult to make people laugh.
Really?
Okay.
And comedy.
Really?
Comedy doesn't suit for my face, my gesticulate. Sometimes it's very difficult. If at all I do comedy,
You guys let me know. I've not seen, like, if you consider Chata Pacha, the sequence that happened was supposed to be comedy. I don't know. It was supposed to be massy, high octane. But other than that, I've not seen him in a humorous film. So you guys let me know if that's the case.
it should be serious. People should feel it's a comedy. That's the way I can do it.
Situational.
I cannot make a clowny face. That's the problem with me when I do comedy.
But do you enjoy it? Do you like doing?
I like comedy. I love comedy. But the problem is because I am seen more stiffer, tougher roles. It's very difficult to audience also to come down, to melt, loosen the tightness.
Hey, after playing a serial killer, maybe that's the next, breaking of the image that you do.
Next time I am Adur Sir's film, I am playing a doctor. Doctor
Padayatra. Yeah.
Doctor, the tragedy of the doctor actually. It's actually his tragedy.
Last year I was interviewing Lal Sir with Prithviraj for Empuran. And Prithviraj said that the greatest thing about you and Lal Sir is your love of acting. He said that you're both superstars. You're very rich, you're very famous, you don't need to prove anything, everybody knows you're incredible actors, but you just love acting. And that's what is so joyful to watch, is that you'll just keep doing it and do it so incredibly well. How do you stay in love over 45, 50 years?
Very human. Very human. If you don't have a lot of money, you are safe and you are bringing... you don't need money. And why you are coming and interviewing me? It's your passion.
Yeah.
Why these politicians, when they are 90 or 100, still they want to be in politics? Why Mukesh Ambani is making such money? It's not for he's going to use all the money he's making.
No.
But it's the pleasure they get. I'm not comparing me, no chance.
Yeah.
But it is human. Whatever you have, you will need for more. That is greed, absolutely. Kind of, when you can explain it in a different way.
And there's never a day when
people used to say, I want to die on the stage.
Yes.
I want to die while I'm acting. That kind of people are, great actors.
Yeah.
And why? This is the breath. Once you lose your breath, your actor is dead. When you are dying, your actor is dying. Otherwise, still he wants to live.
Yeah.
We both, maybe any actor. I'm not comparing me or somebody. Any actor is like that. You can call a very weak man, he has been a good actor, he's not able to make move. If you call him for a role, he will come and do his best. I heard of some actors like M.R. Radha, he was very weak physically. But people cast him in different roles. But when he'll be sitting in the set, and when the director called for the shot, and he'll be brought by two people holding him. When the director says start, they'll be holding. Camera also, they will be holding. Action only, they will leave. He will be with full strength on the shot. When the director say cut, he will come and roll. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
We need a film on that.
So there are actors like that. So this is a passion.
Yeah. But sir, in all these years, are there days when you wake up in the morning and you don't feel like being on a set? You don't feel like being that character. Has that happened, and what do you do in that moment?
When you're physically tired, sometimes you may feel of taking rest, otherwise no rest.
No rest.
There is no shoot. You can take rest for a day, not for a month or a week. That will affect you.
Really? Not even for a week? You don't like to go on holidays and stuff?
Holiday, of course, because I have a film to be done, or I'm in the middle of the film, or there is a film waiting for me. That is enough for me.
Right. You have to know it's there.
It's there.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it true that you want to watch or try to watch a film a day?
That is not possible every day because I'll be shooting. If I get time, I will watch. Of course. Now you have big library online.
Yeah. Yeah. And how do you decide what to see? Do people recommend?
I don't know. I don't take any recommendations. See,
Badass. I don't take recommendations. I decide myself.
I used to recommend films to people, those who have missed them. Some films which actually are not talked well or criticized or reviewed well. If I happen to see that, I will fully watch, and if I feel it's good, I used to tell people to watch it.
Yeah.
Some unnoticed, underrated films.
And so is it true that when you were in college in Ernakulam, you were already, of course, very much into acting. You wanted to be an actor. And when people asked you what your name is, you said Omar Sharif.
That's quite a deep cut.
Because that my name, I was thinking very old. I know some people, it's my grandfather's name actually. See, you can feel how old it is. This Mammootty name, people with this name was very old. So I was feeling, I was only teenager.
And now this name is with, the fittest person. He doesn't look old. That's what Mammootty is, stands for today.
So I just lied because I know someday they will find me out. And that was for fun also. Even when my second year in my law college, there was a teacher in the class. She's coming in, and she was being introduced by every student. Her name is Narani teacher. And I just stood up and say, I'm Prime Minister. I'd say. And I met her after I became an actor with her in her quarters. She was married to a military man. I was shooting there and I met her there. Then she said, you kept your word.
That's so lovely. That is so lovely. But earlier when you said there were years when you had so many releases, when you were doing so many films. So I read that in 1986 you had 35 releases. How did you?
God.
I told you this because we won't take 150 days like now, or 30 days, 40 days.
But how do you even know which character you're in or what you're doing?
I know.
You can do that.
I can do that. Even you have missed schedules, you have to come after 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, 30 days, 1 month, 1 year. Still we'll know.
Wow.
One shot you can manage. We won't be able to find out which was taken now or then.
So it's in the computer.
I also feel, having seen the older films, I think nowadays we want eccentric nature of characters. We want them to be different in every film. Like, I think previous films, whatever I've seen, like, you could feel they look the same, they feel the same. Of course, the narrative where things are happening differently, but look-wise, feel-wise, it's similar. Like if you take Govinda film, like all his films, it looks the same. It's the same kind of stories only. They're different, just small things, plot line different. This is wife, this is that. Like, but he's playing the same Govinda personality. Like older times, I think it was more acceptable. But nowadays, I feel like if you do 2 films where you look same, you feel like he's not doing much. He's not doing anything different. He should experiment. Like this is the words we kind of use because that's what we expect. That every role you should look different. You should feel different, should speak differently. And that's what I think in Malayalam cinema is still there, that some actors still do the similar looking scenes, films, and they are still appreciated for that.
It's there.
Even when you do 35 films in a year.
Yes.
That's incredible. And one of those years later, I read that in 1998, Fazil sir, Fahad's dad, made a film with you and Lal sir. Hari Krishan's, I think, was the name, and it was both of you with Juhi Chawla. And at that time,
With double climax.
Exactly, a double climax
And
in
actually, that
What
was
is a double climax?
marketing technique.
right.
Because
Like 2 different climaxes, and the film plays with 2 different climaxes, or this climax and then there's another climax, like in the same film.
we have finally, in certain prints, either of
Okay.
the actor will be getting.
Correct.
So, and people
Okay, so it's a
watch one
different
film,
ending.
and the other theater is with the other actor getting it. Then they will discuss, of course, what is the climax? This is the climax. No, you come and watch it. See, we wanted to make more people to watch it.
So in some of the prints, Lal sir
But
ended up with Juhi Chawla, and some prints you ended up with Juhi Chawla.
Finally, but initially, nobody will get.
Third ending.
And it didn't work. This experiment.
Actually, some mistake was happening in between. They send the prince with me getting the lady to some place where I have more fans. Where fans you cannot count.
Correct.
But that was the mistake. Actually, this was the intention. We used to sell that then the interactive cinema.
Correct.
The people's wish, according to theatre, you can watch. If you want to Mammootty getting, go to this theatre. Mohanlal getting, go to this theatre.
Basically, in the same like what Houseful tried recently. But I think the mistake is saying is that one whole region where they thought there are more Mammootty fans, they send one print. So they'll have to travel long distance to go to a different city or somewhere to watch the other print. And what he meant was it is supposed to be within one city, multiple theaters. Some are playing one version, some are playing other, so people could go watch it twice and near the area only and check both the climaxes.
It's long ago.
But it's such a great story. I also, and of course, you've said that Patriot is not about stars in that sense, right? But I have to ask you. So a couple of months ago, there was the teaser for the new Kamal sir and Rajni sir film, right? And it's like a promotional video. It's obviously not part of the film. But at the end of that video, they're both sitting in the car with the director Nelson, and each one of them says, who's the hero? So, did you and Lal sir ever ask Mahesh who is the hero of Patriot?
We both know that plot is the hero.
That's lovely.
That's the answer.
Yeah.
That is how we see. He doesn't. It's not very mandatory that Mammootty, Mohanlal should act in this film. It is his wish because he liked the subject and liked the role. He deliberately wanted to do.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there is no need for him to act in this film. Comparatively, we used to do both. I'll go and act in this film. He'll come to me. There is a role. They'll call. There is no such kind of ego.
Yeah.
No such kind of thing. Every film. He was acting in recently. He was acting with Zalil.
Yeah.
And I also acting with youngsters in cameos.
Yeah.
It happens.
But so it takes a certain generosity and selflessness, especially when you attain this level of stardom that you both have, to not have an ego, right? To not say, why isn't this film just about me? How do you keep that? How do you maintain the artist and keep the art above the stardom?
Is that not a good quality?
It's a great quality.
Let's enjoy it.
I'm saying, so teach some other people also how to have this
Why
quality.
should let them learn? Why should we teach? See, this is your experience teaching you.
Yeah.
In some time we were having why he. That's there. That's see when you go experienced as humans, they will forget all these things.
Yeah.
When you go older, you will become more human.
Is that what happens?
It is.
Yeah.
I don't know when these people fight. People in the war will become more humans.
Yeah.
That's a deep thought.
Tell me, what do you think is the most important quality for an artist to have?
Acting.
You have to know it.
Acting.
Yes.
That is the best quality.
Yeah.
But if you have an feeling or a passion, even if you don't know that what the technique of acting, in due course you will learn it automatically.
Yeah.
You will. You can see initially some actors were not that very good when how they are now. They are learning. It's a learning process. Everywhere is happening.
I have just a few questions about the forthcoming films, right? You talked about cameos. And of course, I spoke to Dulquer about Loka, which I loved. It was my favorite film of last year. And we talked about Muthon. And he said that he cannot take it for granted that you will play the role. He said, I have to earn it.
No, they didn't tell me that I'm there. Initially, he did not come. His manager, his friend, he asked me to give a voice. Venda, no. That is the only thing I did. The hand used in the film is not mine. When the film came only that they said it is you and your hand. Nobody has come up with the responsibility of me to act. Actually, they cheated me and did it.
Oh my god, they cheated one of the biggest stars of the industry. Wow, he should sue them. he knows law, so he can also do that.
It's the story behind it.
But sir, he says you're proud, but you're not convinced about playing the role. So please become convinced. I'm just saying as a fan.
I told them not only if at all I convinced you, I have to convince you about my fees. They had to get convinced.
Especially after earning 300 crores, yep.
What can you tell us about Padayatra?
Padayatra, after a long time, me and Aruji is joining together for a movie. Again, it's a content-oriented or a plot-oriented film. I told you I'm playing a doctor. Yeah. Doctor who actually wanted to serve the poor and the Adivasi colonies. In the forest, this were, downtrodden. That is a storyboard. We all know that there are so many people like that. Yeah. I have even met a doctor in Wayanad. He takes his scooter with his wife, with medicine. He goes to the forest and treat people. Yeah. Same doctor, he sells his properties and go to the forest and purchase some land and construct a small hospital, dispensary kind. He stays there and treats. It's again a passion.
Yeah, it is a passion. It is a passion. Okay, so one last question. What is your hope for Malayalam cinema in the next few years? It's become the cinema of the country. All of us look at Malayalam cinema and say, we wish we could do that. What do you want Malayalam cinema to do?
Well, as a Malayali, I wish Malayalam cinema should become international. Now the barrier of language is gone.
Yeah.
Initially, you were not watching any Malayalam films.
Yeah.
Now you started watching Malayalam films. We were making films, good films, even then also, but we did not have more audience. Yeah. Now, with the modern technology, the cinema is going to more people. Yeah. I want Malayalam cinema to go to more and more and more people. I think because we also are aware of this audience out there. Yeah. So we'll be conscious when we make new things.
And I think Patriot is really one of those films that could be a big breakthrough. It looks really interesting. I cannot wait to see it. So thank you. I know you're not such a fan.
Have you ever thought of me playing a vampire?
I would love to see that. Will you play a vampire?
Suspense.
Can I tell you, when I saw Brahma Yugam, I was afraid of your teeth. You know, when you did.
My teeth are very nice.
They're very lovely here. I sent a message to Dulkar. I said, I've never been afraid of teeth, but your father made me afraid of teeth. It was incredible.
Dangerous only.
Please play a vampire. You'll be fab.
Inshallah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the time. Very nice it was.
Thank you.
All right, that was a lot of fun. Good interview, good things, and got to see a more playful and open side of him. One interview I did with the content creator from like Dubai, I guess he's from. We saw the interview. I think that was also fun and really different, but this one kind of more in depth about acting and the process and everything, which we didn't get right full answers. But again, as I said, it's just we too much analyze and have their own myth about all of these things, and we kind of put it on them, and they don't understand what we are trying to do there, and we'll not get that answers. They are not sitting there thinking about their craft that much. Now, the big question which comes out after the interview is that how much will he charge for Loka 2? Can they pay him enough money to get him on board, or he can sue them also? 300 crores, he can actually get 150 out of that. But yeah, that was a fun bit. That was all a surprise for him also. But man, he's an actor. I don't know what the age is, but there's no stopping him at all. Do let me know what are your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you next time.